Willamette Valley any chance I get.
Often critical of the United States, that many here within our own country felt that either he was pro-communist, a communist, but in any case that he was against us and against the policies of the United States. It's because he had not. And the Soviet Union hadn't from the United States. Nor was there any alliance or any treaty between the United States and the Republic of Guinea. What had helped persuade Guinea, and the fact that she should help during this critical time, was the fact that we had, in fact, assisted her, even if it had. So the range of strategic interests which they share with her diminishes. By the unilateral exercise of our overwhelming power, we have, in fact, isolated ourselves. To many of our traditional allies and of our neutral friends, we behaved as a superpower, ignoring our own historical commitment to a decent respect for the opinion of mankind. It seems to me we must understand that. We cannot undertake to lead in the search for peace, which is so close to all of our hearts and to all of our minds, no matter what our political persuasion might be. We cannot undertake to lead that search for peace without permitting those whom we ask to follow us to have a sense of identity with our own purposes. Whatever the strength of our armies, whatever the explosive power of our nuclear arsenal, neither victory nor survival will have any meaning unless our purposes command the world's respect. There is no task more important in this country, it seems, for this administration and for the next president of the United States than to end the war in Vietnam, to do it honorably, without surrender of our limited interests. And in securing peace, we must give equal priority to reconciling our fragmented nation here at home. Our great strength, moral, political, economic, military, must be used to seek peace with justice, to seek peace without fear. For those objectives, we must construct a foreign policy that will reassure the world of our judgment and of our purposes. What are some of the elements of such a policy? First is it must adjust, it seems to me, if we're going to develop any kind of a foreign policy that has any meaning with our closest friends and our closest allies. That East and West, it seems to me, of national independence and liberty. Let us recognize these changes, it seems to me. Let us recognize these changes, a normal part in the international community. We must understand that in every Asian insurgency, that it is not inevitable that it is an extension of Chinese power. Where those insurgencies are strong, Vietnam, for example, they have their own revolutionary tradition and dynamism, which are resolutely opposed to Chinese domination. Again, recognizing what the facts are, it seems to me that we can start to develop a policy. If we don't, we delude ourselves, then we're going to continue to make errors. Where China has attempted to direct and control revolution, the record has been one of consistent and dramatic failures, whether it was in Indonesia, in Malaysia, or in Central Africa. And the Chinese, torn as they are by internal upheavals, and limited by their own great poverty, may not now have either the capability or the will to expand beyond their borders. Our vigilance, of course, is always necessary. It poses a threat, and we can't ignore that. But it does not mandate the encirclement of China by American bases. It seems to me that our efforts might be better directed to assisting other Asian nations in building their own strength against the day when China might again look outward. Finally, and most importantly, we must recognize that peace in this world means little to us unless we can preserve it here within our own country. We cannot continue to deny and postpone the demands of our own people while spending billions in the name of freedom elsewhere around the globe. No nation can exert greater influence. Thank you very much. Which else? Called To Seek a New World, and it's now, and it's well, I think obviously we would like to have them held in a place where it's neutral. I mean, I think that's understandable. I think, unfortunately, we said that we'd go any place, any time. And it seems to me it's once again what's one of our problems. I think what we should have said at the beginning is we'll go any place, any time except Phnom Penh and Warsaw. And, so I think that's we have to really. What I think basically, maybe this campaign, I don't know what result will happen to me, but maybe at least in this campaign, the fact that people discuss these issues and discuss these questions, we'll know what we're going to do, and we'll know where we are. I mean, if we do that, we've taken an important step forward. We know where we are with our black people, we know where we are with our Indians, or we know where we are with our Puerto Ricans, our Mexican Americans, or our poor. The fact there are tens of thousands of children starving in the United States at the present time. Perhaps we'll be more aware of that with this great affluence that we have in our country. And maybe we'll be willing and begin to do something about it. But and also to know what our relationship is to other countries and know not to delude ourselves about Vietnam. And to face these matters and facts with candor and with truth. It seems to me that we're always going to have a dangerous time. We're always going to have difficulty in this country. But we take a big step forward if we're truthful, at least with ourselves, within our own country. Because if we, as Abraham Lincoln said in 1858, to know where we're going, we have to know where we are, and where we've been, where we are, to plot a course for whither we should go. And that seems to me is true. And this is the year 1968, not any other year. 1969, 1970, and 71 is too late. This is the year we have to do it. This is the year we have to establish it. Or otherwise, we're not going to be able to do it in this country. And with these great tasks that remain unfinished, and the great responsibility that we have to our own people, as well as elsewhere around the globe, it seems to me more incumbent upon us than other.
One last question.
Okay.
What is your answer to Senator McCarthy's request to debate?
I said that I'd be glad to debate with anybody who's running for president. But I'd like to get them all together.
Thank you very much, Senator.
Thank you very much.